Now that we've set our baseline, we're in a position where we can now start tracking the progress of our project. Now for this, I'm going to remain in the tracking Gantt, and I can see the tracking Gantt on the right hand side because I chose tracking Gantt from the view button. I'm going to switch this table from being the variance table, which we were last looking at, to being the tracking table. So I'm going to go to View and Tables and Tracking. The tracking table now gives me my task, my actual start, my actual finish, my actual duration, and my actual cost and my actual work, because we're now dealing with actual details. I'm going to hide a couple of columns. I'm going to hide physically percent complete, hide that. And I'm going to hide, well no, I'll just hide that one. Now I'm going to right click actual finish and insert the column baseline start. So I'll hit B and go for baseline start. I'm going to right click percentage complete and I'm going to insert the column baseline finish. So the whole idea here is now I can easily see when I plan to finish and when I plan to start. And I can start recording when I actually finish and when I actually started. So let's first of all start using percentages. I'm going to select this particular range of tasks here. These are all complete. So on the task ribbon, in the task tab in the ribbon, is a variety or a collection of percentage buttons, 0, 25, 50, 75 and 100. I'm going to click the 100% button and those tasks now are all 100% done. And of course the blue shading just means that these cells have just been immediately impacted by what I did. Now if I look here, I can actually see that the percentage complete is showing as 100% for each of those tasks. And for the entire project, I'm now 31% through the planning or the paint house phase and 19% through the entire project. If the prep is halfway done for each walls, trim and doors, I'll click on prep walls, hold the control key, prep work and prep work again, and I'll say that those are 50% done. And straight away I can see that it's populated the actual start, the percentage complete, the actual duration and the actual cost, and so it's waiting, but it doesn't show them as being complete yet. I can see my non-critical tasks and my critical tasks. So the idea is click on a task and say what percent complete it is. But if it's a little bit more involved than that, let's say we go down to here. Here we have here the landscape, the grounds. Now something didn't quite work out as planned. It was supposed to start on the 12th of June. It actually didn't start till the 20th of June. So I'm going to change the actual start to the 20th of June. Make sure you go from the right month. So June the 20th. What you can see here is there's been quite a shift. The actual start has started quite a bit later than planned. And so this has had an impact on all the other tasks. So you say when things actually did start, if that didn't start when it was planned to. I can also say what percentage complete it is, and I might say it's only 20% complete. And so it's showing now as 20% complete. So you've populate the values, percentage complete, actual start and actual finish, and map how your project is progressing. I might select these two tasks and say that they're 25% done. I'll select these two tasks and these two tasks and say that they're 50% done. And so you track the progress of your project. And we're just about complete. Now what I'd also like to do is I'd like to show what they call a progress line. And a progress line would typically be at today's date and how we're progressing as of today's date. But sometimes we want to know how we're progressing as of a particular status date. So I'm going to create a status date. Now, we're sort of working in an unreal situation here. I'm going to create a status date that's 1 week before the end date. So you'll just have to work with this as well. I actually plan to finish here on the 15th of July. Let's say I actually need a status date 7 days before that, the 8th of July. So come 1 week in from the end date of your project. So to set the status date, I'm going to go project. And I'm going to go status date, which is currently not available, and I'll set it to the 8th of July. Again, make sure you've got the right month, and then I'll choose the 8th and OK. So I've set a status date as the 8th of July. Now I need to show the progress line. To do this, I'll go to Format in the ribbon. I'll go to the Grid Lines button and choose Progress Lines. Here I'll say that I want to display a progress line at the project status date. When I click OK, this is a progress line. The progress line will point backwards and show anything that is not complete as of that particular date. And it'll point forward anything that's ahead of schedule at that particular date. So at best you'd like to have a very straight line to show that you were basically not behind on anything. But the reality is we are behind on certain things. It's not pointing back at things that are 100% done, as you can see here. It only points back at things that are behind schedule as of that date. So that's what a status date in a project progress line is.